important to you. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingles.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingles here. You're listening to us on Building Fortunes Radio. It's www.buildingfortunesradio.com. A great friend of mine who I knew even before we started Building Fortunes Radio, his name is Robert Butwin. Robert's got a great reputation of being a really just a good guy. He's built many successful network marketing companies. I met him through the trade associations when we're dealing with the stuff that we're dealing with. So Robert Butwin's a real good guy. We call this street smart business, and he's got another great guest, and I've interviewed with this gal before, and you are in for a really super-duper treat. And I'm going to say, Robert, thanks for being here every Monday night where you can on Building Fortunes Radio.
Super. And I'm glad to be able to do this, bring different people's insights, wisdom, people that are doing this business from being involved, actually in the trenches. And again, tonight we've got a phenomenal guest. I mean, she's made a lot of money. I don't have to talk about how much money, but she's made a lot of money by helping other people. And one of the questions that I've always asked myself or stated from stage, if people really understood this business, I believe everybody would be involved in this business. The only reason they don't get involved with it is they really don't understand it. So I'm really glad to be able to introduce our guest, somebody that I've met because of this business. She's also on the board of the SNA. Her name is Stephanie Beebe. She's a phenomenal person, a great inspiration, somebody that's just making things happen. So Stephanie, thank you for being with us, and I'm really looking forward to our conversation tonight.
Oh, thank you, Robert. I am as well.
Super. So, I led off with the fact, and I know that you probably think or believe the same thing. If people really understood this business, everybody would be involved with it. But again, not everybody gets involved with it. It's based on misperception. So, what's your comment around that? And then you can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. Share with our listening audience.
Yeah, that is a special topic all on its own because as a mentor told me, I've been with 3 companies, and with my first company, she let me know that once you're involved with network marketing and you really get it, you will never leave. And there was a point in time in my life where I had tried to actually leave and not be a part of this industry anymore, to the point where I gave away all of my tools and equipment and everything. And I talked to my family, am I really done? And it was a very large discussion between my husband and my mother-in-law and myself about why would I not continue to do this? Throughout that entire time, I just was never certain that I wouldn't stop. But I was in a situation where I said yes, and I was becoming a stay-at-home mom. It was really the opportunity to not work from home and really truly be with my children. But there were so many questions that kept coming up during that time period, and her statement kept coming back to me, you never leave. And she was so right. It wasn't the right thing for me. I had no idea how to just be a stay-at-home and not connect with people. I mean, network marketing for me and direct sales is my social life. It's my passion. It's my excitement. Of course, it's our income, but it really provides the outlet that I need in so many different directions, let alone just helping me feel good, feel great about myself. And then, we're not even bringing in the personal development that's involved when you're involved with network marketing. It covers almost every aspect of life for me and what I'm looking for.
100% agree. When I originally started off and I listened to Jim Rohn, he said, for things to get better, I had to be better. I take a look at when I originally started, I never spoke in front of a group of people. And because of this profession, now I've spoken all around the world, but I've had to perfect my speaking ability. It's also given me a different level of self-image, self-esteem. The reality is we're in the transformational business. Yes, products are very important, and most of the companies have got life-changing products, but really the product is people. The biggest things that we're selling to people is, can they do it? Well, everybody can do this business, not that they will, and will you help them? And you've got some kind of systematized approach. So couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And I started in this industry when I was 21, really truly by accident. I went to a direct sales party and was invited to purchase some gifts or decorations for myself, and I started learning about it. I was actually going to pass the information on to my mother-in-law to help her travel around the world, to help her create income while she was living out a passion in life. And then as I was looking through everything, I'm just like, this is something I could do. And it was my first introduction to the direct selling industry. And I really have never, ever looked back. I can't imagine life without it. But the things that I have learned from being a part of this, working with people like you talked about, presenting and learning how to speak. And, there's so many different aspects of it that I never would have received if I was not a part of an industry like this. And I'm just so grateful. It's so much more than a paycheck.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the people I've met, chances of us, you and I meeting, if it wasn't for this profession, now we're on the board of the industry association, but I can think of so many different people that I've seen that it's totally changed their life. Yes, the income is one part, but the personal development is probably even a bigger part of the fact that because, for anybody to succeed, we've got to get better. It's like when I started, I realized that, I was responsible for what I was before I got involved in this business, and I came from a family business, but I also realized that if I wanted to gain the kind of freedom that this business offers people, that I had to improve myself. I had to get involved with personal development, and, the rest is history. So it's amazing the transformation we've seen with so many people in this profession.
Absolutely agreed. And you're right, Robert. It's something that you kind of forget about in a way that you don't always think about all of the different benefits, but they're so important. We're in a situation where we can truly meet people from all over the world. And, I'm sure you joke as well as I do, but we joke in our company that if you join a network marketing company or a particular team, you immediately have an outside family, your immediate best friends. But it is so true because you have that common ground and that you attract the alike, but you're also meeting people with like-minded, positive attitudes. And in a world like today, that's where I think network marketing has really become more special than it ever has shined before. Because I know I live in a bubble, and I love my bubble. I've always loved my bubble. I've lived in this bubble for 20-some years. Of course, I know what's happening in the world and what's going on, but my bubble is surrounded with like-minded people who are positive and loving and caring. And when I look around, I've been surrounded with network marketers, people in direct sales, people who own their own business, entrepreneurs, and people who are just focused on making life better for other people, knowing that if they do that for other people, they'll also have a better life themselves.
You hit the nail on the head. There's so many different reasons why somebody should be involved in this business. If nothing else, I remember when I started, I was working, a fairly good paying job, but the tax benefits, I was able to write off a percentage of my house. I was able to write off travel. I was able to write off the kinds of foods, the product that I was buying, because number one, you've got to be a product of the product. Number two, you're sampling some of the products. So, there's so many different write-offs, along with the great relationships, along with the fact that you are truly helping other people change their life. This is a life-changing kind of a business, along with, because I'm very familiar with the company that you work with, your company's got life-changing products. Most of the companies that have got any kind of in our profession, have got life-changing products. When I started off way back when, and I don't want to date myself too much, but I remember reading a book, Sugar, Salts, Fats, How the Food Giants Hooked Us. And I realized that, because I have always been involved with nutritional products, and I realized that if I wanted to live longer, I had to make certain changes and eat less of the negative things and more of the positive foods I put in myself.
Robert, if you don't mind, I want to pick up on that.
Sure.
I do story time calls every Thursday, and we started it at the beginning of COVID because we wanted to offer people a positive place to go, knowing that, a lot of people were going to be locked down and not have their usual activities. We wanted to bring something to them. And I always ask the question, what brought you to our company? Why did you start our nutrition program? And what has it done for you? And this last Thursday, I had 3 different couples, and they were all in their 60s and 70s. They started in on the products in their 50s and 60s, so they've been here for quite some time. And one of the women said her husband, her children were grown. Her husband started working out of town, and so she became lonely. And so she was definitely looking for a community and a place to belong, but she also wanted to contribute. She wanted to become a part of something bigger than what her house offered her or even her neighborhood association, and she wanted to give back to the world. And that was one of the first times I ever heard something like that, and it's really stuck with me as we develop in our age and continue to look at the different things that matter to us. But sometimes people may forget or not realize that they're not contributing to the world. And that's an important thing that we can do to help keep us young and active and energized and keep our minds fresh. So that I wanted to point that out because it really has stuck with me quite a bit.
I 100% agree. In this business, we can make a significant positive difference to the world. It's like, we all have 2 B-days, a birthday and a box day. And in between, there's a dash. And it's like in this business, we can live a life of significance, knowing that we're able to help other people. Number one, have a plan B, recognize that there's more than just trading time for money, working a job where you're really working on somebody else's dream. But, this whole business really is about how we can make a positive difference in other people's life, how we can live life at a different level based on the contributions that we're able to make other people. So, great point, Stephanie.
Yeah, thank you. Another reason I love network marketing is that contribution, but let's look at it on a different level, financially. And that's something that I have seen. Like I said, I've been with 3 companies. I started when I was 21, and I've been here for a while. I'm not giving away my age just yet, but I've been here for many years. And in each of the different companies and several of our friends' companies, because I'm friends with many people in different companies, it's a non-competitive situation, and I think people think that network marketing companies really are competitive. I always have people say, well, that's your competitor. And we really are friends. Many of us are friends with each other, and we talk and we talk about the industry, which, one reason why we belong to our association. But one of the I forgot the direction I was going. But one of the things that in network marketing that happens is we're able to take our contributions, our financial contributions, and give. And typically, of course, we do earn large incomes for those of us that are really heavily involved, and we're able to contribute. But I think it's also just a part of the personal development that comes with being a part of this type of industry is you want to give. You want to help people. And I have seen so many people in this industry who really, truly didn't even have any income or money coming in, but somebody else needed something more than they did, and they gave. And I think that's who this type of industry really does attract. People who give and they donate, whether it's their time or their advice or financial, or in our situation, it's crazy. We have a lot of couples who foster and adopt. There's a lot of stories about people bringing more children into their household because they can.
You hit a couple really, really good points. First of all, when you're looking at other people that are involved in our profession, they're not our competitors. They're our allies. Our competition is the traditional way that people buy products. The stores are really our competitors. It's sort of like today most companies are what I want to refer to as a hybrid. They're a cross between an affiliate with a leveraged business model that goes along with it. And with that, I think it's time for a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back. And Peter can ask you some other questions, so we got somebody else part of our interview.
We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to Building Fortunes Radio. If you sell a product or service, then you should check out PM Marketing's NetworkLeads.com. Just visit www.networkleads.com. For over 18 years, PM Marketing has helped distributors build their home-based businesses through lead generation, website development, automated email delivery systems, and sales training. If you're looking for a way to increase your skills and increase the number of people that see your product or opportunity, NetworkLeads.com can help. To learn more, visit www.networkleads.com. Ask about their lead management system, capture pages, personalized websites, MLM training, humongous blogs, the humongous classified ad network, Building Fortunes Radio, or their webinar schedule. NetworkLeads.com can be your one-stop shop for everything you need. And now, back to our show.
And we are back. Peter Mingles here with Stephanie Beebe. And Robert, back to you.
Actually, back to Stephanie, and I'll let you ask some of the questions because we've been covering just a lot of good insight and perspective. So I'm sure you've got some questions also for Stephanie. But Stephanie, do you want to continue, or do you want Peter to just jump in and ask you some questions?
Oh, sure. Let's do it, Peter.
Okay, so when you were getting involved in network marketing when you were 21, I got started really seriously with network marketing, I guess, in my late 20s, early 30s when I was with a direct sales company called Electrolux. It was a vacuum cleaner company, and they introduced a really bad MLM compensation plan on top of the direct sales plan. But that was the first time I ever saw the circles. And for me, it was about increasing my sales force and the leverage that I had with increasing my sales force. Now, this was prior to the Internet. I mean, I think I was even prior to fax machines. I don't want to say that. So maybe even running water. But having said those things, let's take a look at where we are now in the leverage towards increasing a sales force. Where can someone have their business? Is it just in the section of wherever Arizona you are, or is it, a little bit bigger in a couple of different states or a couple of different time zones? Talk to us about the leverage that you have with the expansion of your network marketing company or your distributorship.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I've always loved about the network marketing or the direct sales. Some, of course, will depend on the company in particular, but I think for the most part, most companies are worldwide. And as long as you can sell your product in that company or that country, you have an opportunity to do business in that country, wherever you are. And that's what I love about it. I mean, I have the ability, and which I do, I do business while I travel. That's always been a part of our family. They know that mom's going to do business, whether I meet someone and I have a discussion with them. They know that. And my children are okay with that. They've learned over the years that when I hold them up and I have a conversation with someone, I'm actually bettering somebody's life or have the ability to. And because I have that, I have the ability to better my children's life because of the income or something that they're receiving from it. We really have the ability to go anywhere, not have territories spelled out, and make it a worldwide income opportunity for everyone that we run across. There's no prejudging, and there's nothing off the table.
So one of the things that I realized about the potential in a home-based business, especially with the Internet and long-distance phone rates that went lower I know you were around, but I was around where most of us worked for the phone company first, meaning we had to pay our high phone bill first. And then we worked for our network marketing company ourselves. And phone bills could be in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And now you don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. But nope. I remember the leverage that now happens where, especially now with the virus and the people not traveling, you can still do business all over the world. So for those people that are...
Well, I have a black lab. I have two. so I absolutely understand what you're talking about, because our labs don't leave the yard either. They obey. It's, for that analogy, I think it's a little bit of they do what they're told, and it's comfortable, and they stay within their boundaries. And so I know for myself, I do none of those. I like to get outside of my boundaries. I like to expand and see what else is out there. And of course, I'm a rebel. You're the mischief, the rebel, the definition of a rebel, and find out what all is in life. So I think for a lot of people, it can be a comfort level. They were told to go to school, to get a degree, to work for a particular job, or in some cases, maybe even their upbringing, they were suggested or told, you will do this as a job. And that's all they know. And so to leave an income or leave a job or leave the ability to just be told what to do is scary. It's absolutely scary. But we have found ways that I can take employees who have always been an employee and show them how to do this in an employee style, meaning they know what they're going to do each day. They know what their workload is going to be, how many hours they're going to work, what hours they're going to work, and then, of course, their pay should be accordingly. And that was one of the biggest issues that I ran across in my earlier years. People who worked a regular job didn't understand how to do this profession because they were basically just told, go connect with your friends, share this product, get them excited, bring them in, and you'll make a paycheck. And, of course, we know there's much more to it. And so I think the more people understand that we have systems in place, we have programs, we have checklists, we have day-to-day activities and tasks that help people to become successful. That might help put them at ease, know that they can do it, and experience the opportunity to work for themselves, not by themselves, but also to have a plan in place.
And the good part about this is they can start off part-time, so they can keep their security, but they can kind of start part-time if they wanted to and kind of ease their way in and probably be glad that they did.
Absolutely. Thank you, Peter. And I do love the Social Networking Association. And one of the reasons why it's so important to me and that I wanted to be involved was for that reason. We all have a voice that somebody's going to be attracted to. And sometimes in our companies or on our teams, we may or may not have that person that we can really fully connect with, but we still have a drive and a motivation that we can succeed and that we can help so many different people, but maybe we need a different mentor, or maybe we need someone who does this type of industry a little bit more like we do or how we want to. And that's what the association offers. We have multiple professionals, people who have absolutely succeeded in this business, who are willing and more than happy to give their skills and teach people and share different ways of how to be successful. And it doesn't matter if you're brand new or if you're experienced, or maybe you're just in a little bit of a rut and you need a different way to look at it. Our association is full of people who are just, we love our profession. We love our industry, and we just want to make it great. Great for everyone that's involved, so great for the individual experience, but we also want people to really understand what this industry has to offer, and that takes a group of people coming together to help others. And when we take away the issue of you're with this company or that company or whatever, and we just become a family, I think we can really, truly achieve so much more. I'm grateful for the association and for the ability to learn, but also to teach at the same time.
Excellent. Okay, good. Now let's talk about you. So where would people be able to find you and then plug into your stories?
Right. so we do our stories every Thursday. They are coming to an end. We decided we would give them until the end of the year. But my name is Stephanie Beebe, Beebe, and my phone number is 602-931-3206. One of the best ways to find me is on Facebook, but I highly recommend don't just Facebook friend me. Don't just request. Send me a personal message. Send me a message that you heard me on the radio and the Peter and Robert show, or that you're in network marketing and you heard about this on the radio show. Something to reference. How do we know each other? That's immediately going to allow us an opportunity to connect and find something to talk about. A lot of times when people just friend each other, that gets lost, and so truly to connect. But you can find me on Facebook. My current one is a profile picture of me with blonde hair. And then, of course, my email address is also a great way, and that's Stephanie.Beebe with just two B's. Stephanie.Beebe. Hold on. StephanieBeebe.isogenics, ISAGENIX @gmail.com. And any of those ways are great ways to reach us. We do our Thursday night events. They're at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they are on Zoom, or you can call in. Our Zoom number is 834-484-366, and we love to have guests. We love to just share these stories of people and what difference nutrition, community, and a company and compensation can make to people and how it's changed their lives.
Excellent. Okay, good. And I know if you go to buildingfortunesradio.com and then you go look for Stephanie Beebe, you'll see her there as well. And I'm almost positive we have a guest page that we set up. Yep, there's a guest page with you. And we also have the information that you referenced there as well. So for those people that aren't sure, you can always give us a buzz as well, and we'll make sure that we'll put you in front of Stephanie too. So Stephanie, I really love all the things you do with home-based businesses. I love the idea that you're working with your kids, and you're doing a lot of cool stuff. And whenever we do the Zoom meetings, the kids are around, and you're a mom, and you're available, and all that sort of stuff. That's probably going to mean more to them than they could ever imagine just now, as they grow up and they're looking for that stability later on. Robert, I'll let you wrap it up.
Well, the way I'd wrap it up, for everybody that's listening, what I want you to realize, if Stephanie can be successful, if I can be successful, everyone that's listening can create the kind of success that you want, that you deserve. Neither Stephanie and I had anything more than ambition, a vision to create a better life, and wanting to help others. So we highly encourage you to get involved with a company and find the right kind of mentors. And thank you, Stephanie, for being such a great guest tonight.
Well, thank you, Robert and Peter. I have really, really enjoyed tonight. I appreciate this time and the opportunity to speak. Thank you so much.
There we go. We'll catch everybody next time. Thanks, everyone.
You've been listening to Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the designated Building Fortunes Radio segment with Peter Mingle. Be sure to check out the buildingfortunesradio.com website for our featured segments. It's been our privilege to have you listen in. At Building Fortunes Radio, we wish you the success you deserve and are willing to work for. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world.